Russo's Playbook.
All right, what's up, everybody? We are back with another episode of NFL Rundown here on Russo's Playbook. I'm your host, Nick Russo. We got Pat, Hunter, and AG with us here. What's up, fellas?
What's going on, guys? What's going on, Nick?
Hello, everybody. How we doing today?
It's another rainy day, so again, nothing better to do than record this podcast.
Yes, sir.
I need to quickly apologize to the people about my blog, about the pick I had, about Dustin Johnson repeating and doing well in the Masters. Not the case. I know I lost money. I know you probably lost money. I know a lot of people lost money. From me to you, I'm sorry.
Pat, take it easy on yourself, brother. We all have bad picks, I guess you could say. But I don't think anybody really thought Dustin Johnson was going to miss the cut, you know?
Yeah, it was just took me by surprise. Yeah. A lot of people are playing well that I didn't think would make it to the weekend, so I guess it's hats off to them, and I'll be better next year.
Yeah, but this is an NFL show, so we will kick it off with that. We got the NFL making some jersey number changes. So really ones that stand out for me, we got running back, receiver, tight end, all get to pick, actually linebacker and cornerback, safety, all get to pick 1 through 49 now. I don't mind it much with the running backs, receivers, corner, safeties. But when you got tight ends, linebackers out here trying to run number 3, number 1, like, I don't know, man. That gets a little iffy to me.
I like the single digits for the linebackers. For the tight ends, I don't know. I think it would be cool to see like a tight end in like the 40s. I know like George Kittle was I think 43 in college. Like I think it looks cool. But I don't mind the single digits for the linebackers either. I think that's fresh.
I actually love it for the linebackers.
Yeah,
I was actually very glad they did that. I agree with Pat though. The tight ends thing might be a little weird. I mean, I don't mind the tight ends thing either. It just might get a little, it's kind of easy to tell who's the tight end compared to receivers because of the numbers they wear. A lot of the times, except for when they're in the 80s and whatnot. But like if you got like number 1 lining up at tight end every day, like I'm gonna think it's a receiver or something,
exactly.
you know. But I love it for the linebackers. I think that's dope. Yeah. Like a number 5 middle linebacker. Come on now.
See, there's some exceptions for sure. But I don't know. I can't see a tight end or even a linebacker rocking single digits. It just doesn't. I don't like it. I don't know, man.
I mean, we see it in college, though.
Yeah, and that's what I've seen. That's why I don't like it. I've seen it already.
Well, yeah, I guess we just disagree on that one. Yeah, I've seen it and I love it.
I agree with you guys. I don't really know too much about the tight end. Maybe a tight end could rock like 4, I guess. Maybe.
Yeah.
Still look really weird on him. That's a big number 4. But
yeah.
I don't know. I think they should have extended a little bit more from maybe like 1 to 60 instead. Because I love linebackers like Clay Matthews wore 52. I feel like that's a great linebacker number.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, it's just a jersey number at the end of the day. I'm interested to see who actually who flips and where they go. Like what the jersey numbers end up becoming.
I like that pretty much every position except the linemen are allowed to wear what numbers they want now. I don't understand why there was ever a restriction, really.
I feel that.
I mean,
why my linemen only got to get 50 to 79?
Because they gotta.
I'm trying to imagine linemen double zeros.
Yeah, but they gotta differentiate.
We're number 1.
No, they gotta differentiate who's allowed to go downfield on the pass plays and stuff like that. That's the reason for that staying. But I don't disagree with you.
Tough,
yeah, I know, I know why you want that. You know what I mean? But it would just get too confusing for the refs, I guess. We would have to get eligible receiver announcements before every play. Yeah. And the way these offenses want to move fast, that wouldn't work. But
all right, getting legal here.
I'm with you though. No, I'm with you though. I think it would be cool, but just the logistics of it, I don't see it working. I don't know why the defensive line is a problem. I don't know why I can't see a defensive end wearing number 7 or number 3. Like whatever, doesn't matter. Like I feel like why does the number matter that much? Except for in the case of the offensive lineman. That one seems important. But
that one seems literally the only one to matter.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, if a quarterback wants to go wear 84, like, I don't care. Denard Robinson? Or Gardner from Michigan that was wearing 99 for a year?
Robinson, yeah.
Yeah. Like, It didn't look tough or anything, but it was interesting.
Yeah, it was
It didn't
different.
change the game. It didn't change anything for me. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I'm pretty sure even Ty Montgomery, when he transitioned over from wide receiver to running back, he stayed at 88 for a
88,
while.
yeah.
Yeah, he did.
I feel like if you wear the single digit number, it's just you're automatically faster. I feel like it's just a fast number.
It's a little less
yeah.
weight. There's not an extra
Yeah.
number
It
printed
gives
on
you
it.
Plus 5 speed.
Another thing I thought was pretty cool was what Stephon Diggs said. He said that he's not changing the number. A lot of people thought he was going to go back to number 1. He said, a lot of hard-working people spent good money on my jersey number. I would hate to make them go out and buy another one. So I thought that was pretty cool, Stephon Diggs.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts is sitting there like, oh, my bad.
Well, Jalen Hurts had to change to number 1 because Carson Wentz tried to go take the 2.
Yeah, I
So
thought-
he said, you want to be number 2? Fine, I'm still number 1.
Trying to one up it. But let's move on to Aaron Rodgers hosting Jeopardy, filling in for a couple of weeks. I thought he killed it, to be honest, and he even had a contestant make a joke about the playoff loss. But that's not really the big news. What I'm trying to decipher here is maybe this is him getting ready to leave the Packers and retire. Maybe, in a year or two, he gets a job like this and he moves on. He doesn't want to go to a new team. I don't know, something you could think about.
Can you blame him? Like, could you blame him for
Nah.
even leaving in a year or two? I would have. I'm surprised he didn't leave sooner, or he's just not already on another
Yeah,
team. Like,
because we know he's going.
Or
you know what I'm
requesting a
saying? They're
trade
not
at
keeping
least,
him.
yeah.
anything. I think he's like literally content with just like dying out with the Green Bay Packers. Like, he's gonna still play. He's gonna still try and win games. He's gonna try and do Aaron Rodgers things. But like,
Yeah, we're talking year or two down the road. After this
Yeah.
season, maybe the next
he's
after
just
that.
getting
Like,
warmed up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's just like, retirement's coming soon. I'm gonna get the hell out of here, and in the meantime, I'm gonna go find some hosting job. I'm surprised it's not with ESPN, but Jeopardy's pretty cool too, I guess.
But
Go ahead.
now back to your point about him seeming content there. Like, I feel like from the outside looking in, it's kind of easy to see why you wouldn't be content there. But at the same time, like, Green Bay, as little as they've given him in terms of weapons and stuff, at the same time they've given him his entire career.
Exactly.
Like, you know what I mean? He's had all his success there. He started under Favre there. Came up, became one of the best quarterbacks in the league with them, with who they gave him. So, I mean, from the outside looking in, it's easy to see, like, oh, they haven't been taking care of you. They haven't been giving you wide receivers. Why do you want to stay there? But for him, he's probably like, bro, I want to give them a chance to get it right. Like, I want to win another Super Bowl here.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? So that could be why he seems a little content.
I just think like it's a hot take to think that he's gonna be out of the league in 2 years and go on to be a host Jeopardy or even like
that's what we do here, baby.
or like just be like an NFL commentator. I don't see it happening. He just came off an MVP season. Even if he isn't happy with the Packers and he wants to no longer play football there, I still think he's gonna be in the league for maybe 5+ years.
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't deal with any crazy injuries that could prevent him from having a longer career in the NFL, and he's still playing at such a high level.
Yeah.
I don't see the point in him retiring yet.
Yeah. I mean, I think to really sum up my thoughts is that like, he can obviously play another 5-7 years, to be honest. I mean, look at what Brady's doing right now.
Yeah.
He's Aaron Rodgers, 38?
38, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, he could play another 5 years or so. It's just, does he want to? And if he doesn't want to, like does he want to end with the Packers is basically it, or does he want to start with a new team?
I think that's just it. He wants to end exactly where he started. It's that simple. Like, if he could have went to any of these teams in a trade, he could have gotten out years ago if he wanted to, when he was still in his prime, I guess you could call it, like his younger years.
He might be in his prime right now.
He's still dirty now. It doesn't matter regardless. But I don't know. At the end of the day, I don't blame Aaron Rodgers for any of this. Well, if anything, I blame the Packers more so, right? The Packers haven't done anything to help him to get to that Super Bowl. If I was in that position, I was in that shoes, you want to finish out your years as a Packer, that's where you want to retire and everything, but I think his expectations are on the ground. For them to go out and draft a wide receiver, for them to go out and make a move for a wide receiver from besides Devontae Adams, for them to do anything on the offensive side to help him out. I mean, they haven't done it in those past years. Why would they
Yeah.
start doing it now? They literally just drafted a quarterback in the first round last year.
Yeah,
Like, you
which
know
is
what I'm
why
saying?
we know that the writing's on the wall there.
Yeah,
Like that
exactly.
quarterback has to start soon.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? If not this year coming up, then next year.
Yeah.
You can't have him about to end his rookie contract in 2 years when he first gets his start. You know what I'm saying?
And
Like
this guy's
with
never
no
played an
snaps or
NFL
whatever.
game.
Yeah,
he's never
exactly,
played an
like-
NFL game. Exactly.
I think Aaron Rodgers is going to retire with a team that gives him the best chance at
Another Super Bowl.
finishing his career as Super Bowl champion.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
that makes sense.
I got you.
So if it's not with the Packers, he's going to go out fighting for a Super Bowl.
It's funny because I was about to say the exact opposite. I was about to say, what if he takes the Favre route and ends up on the Jets?
Oh, taking shots. Taking shots already. You just want me to throw the helmet back on. I'm really hit stickers.
I'll take him. Yeah, hell yeah. I mean, yeah. Why wouldn't you? But that would be the opposite of the what you just said. That's not, you're not really going for a Super Bowl if you're going there.
Listen,
I'm
anything
just
could
trying to
happen.
bust some chops here. I'm just trying to bust
Anything
some chops.
could
I got two of you today, so I got to take a couple shots.
In one ear, out the other.
Yeah, chill. It bounced right.
I love
to
it.
me,
I
dog.
love it.
But let's move
But
on.
you guys are going to get a quarterback. I mean, you're about to
Yeah,
move on
for
to the
sure.
draft anyway, right?
Yeah, right to
Yeah,
quarterbacks in
so-
the draft. So we think Trevor Lawrence number 1, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Zach Wilson's going 2 to the Jets.
Right.
So, that
So if
leaves
he's
us-
not, if he doesn't pan out, then you guys go get Aaron Rodgers. That's what I'm going
another
with.
3,
That's
5
what I'm
years.
going with. Yep.
But yeah, and then we got the 49ers at 3. We think they traded up with the Dolphins. We think they're going to take a quarterback. But who's it going to be? I like Justin Fields for sure. That's my pick with them. I had it in the mock draft. I'll probably have it in the rest of the mock drafts because I like the fit there and everything. But I mean, there's been mock drafts out there with Mac Jones jumping all the way up to 3.
Yeah. I mean, I just don't see, like, I know a lot of people don't really like Justin Fields, don't think he's going to pan out. But it all depends on who the Jets get. If the Jets go, Zach Wilson, then for sure I can see the San Francisco 49ers getting Fields. He's a mobile quarterback. They do a run-heavy offense, play-action type feel in that offense. So it makes sense for them to go the Justin Fields route rather than a Mac Jones or Trey Lance. But if the Jets pick up Justin Fields, I still think that they're going to go right for Zach Wilson, another guy who's mobile, can escape the pocket, and really exceed in the run-heavy style.
Yeah,
offense
I
that the 49ers
Right.
run.
I agree with that. It's one or the other.
Yeah.
Whoever the Jets pick, Niners get the other one,
Yeah.
and vice versa. I think after those 3 are off the board, that's when the QB discussion gets a little interesting when you
Yep.
factor in Mac Jones over Trey Lance or Trey Lance over Mac Jones. But yeah, I agree with that for the
Honestly,
49ers.
I think the whole thing is just like, the whole thing is going to pan out very interesting because I basically get big, 2017 or 2018 vibes where Lamar Jackson, Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, Josh Rosen, Josh Allen, like those 5 top quarterbacks, like we're seeing that all over again, right? It's the Justin Fields, the Mac Jones, the Trey Lance, Trevor Lawrence, and Zach Wilson. Now, out of those 5 quarterbacks, realistically here, 2 or 3 of them are going to pan out. 2 or 3 of those.
2 of them has panned out so far. The other 3 are.
No, I'm saying in this year's draft. Yeah, but correct.
Oh, but
Off-
2018's,
going
yeah.
off of that, how I feel about this draft is it's going to be that all over again.
Gotcha,
One of these
yeah.
quarterbacks is the Josh Rosen, who's never going to see the NFL field, and he's going to be moving team from team to team. One of these quarterbacks is going to be the Lamar Jackson, who gets left out of the group, who's that number 5, who's going to end up going to a team, and he's going to be disgusting.
Trey Lance.
Trey Lance.
Yeah,
I was
see?
going to say, I put my money on it being either Trey Lance or Mac Jones. Like, the quotes from Mac Jones's wide receivers, like, everybody forgets that these guys were asked, oh, would you rather take Tua or Hurts? And they both said Mac Jones. I mean, to me, that just says something. You're going to see those guys every single Sunday. These are very valid wide receivers. They've played with all of those quarterbacks, like I just stated. My whole thing with Mac Jones and Justin Fields is that they played for Alabama and Ohio State. These are absolute system offenses to a T, right?
Yeah.
You don't see Alabama quarterbacks pan out in the NFL. Why? Because of this. I mean, Tua and Jalen are the first ones since,
Joe Namath.
yeah, basically.
I was gonna say Ohio State too.
AJ
Goes back to Joe Namath.
AJ McCarron played 4 NFL games and he was trash and he was supposed to be something special, right? And I'm not saying that these guys aren't talented because they are. They're gonna maybe they surprise the entire college football NFL world and they end up being those quarterbacks to kind of break that cycle. But for now, I don't see anything like that. You know,
Yeah.
I haven't seen that in the past years, and that does make me worried. And, you know, I'm not taking away and saying that, you know, Justin Fields is going to be a good quarterback. Like, he might pan out. Like, all 5 of these guys might somehow pan out. But just from what we've seen in the past, I think it's only going to be like 2, maybe 3 of them.
Yeah, it all depends where they go and what situation they're in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We saw Sam Darnold. We know why he didn't pan out with the Jets, because he had nothing around him. The organization was dysfunctional, just terrible. So, of course, it's not going to work out for a young quarterback, 21 years old, coming in the NFL. Like, so it all depends.
Even with, like, Josh Allen's circumstances. Like, Josh Allen came out terribly, like, he was inaccurate, throwing picks, this and that. But guess what? That organization decided, no, you're our quarterback. We're going to help you. We're gonna make you better.
Yeah.
We're going to continue to, like, work with you. We're going to continue. And if they fall into situations like that, they'll be fine. They'll do better. They'll be better, right? But if it's, you know, situations of them going to some broken teams, I don't really see it panning out or working out for them.
It helps when there's some talent involved as well.
100%.
You know, back to the Darnold thing. There wasn't really much they could do.
Yeah.
With no talent.
But and then we'll move on to
you guys are over it,
Eagles.
huh?
Yeah, just ignoring you at this point. Who do the Eagles go with at 12? That's my question.
I think they go cornerback. I think that their defense is seriously struggling, and they only have Darius Slay back there. I think it's time that they revamp that defense and get a stud in the draft, especially like a cornerback. I know, you know, Hunter's probably leaning more towards a wide receiver, and I totally get that take, but I do think that they need help on defense. But I also think that they need to get a wide receiver to
They
help.
need everything.
They
need everything. They need an offensive line. They need defensive backs. They need wide receivers. I mean, the world's looking at them like, yeah, you should get a wide receiver, but the most Eagles thing ever would be them getting like a middle linebacker and being
chill. I mocked that.
Well, I mean,
Mekhi Parsons, you're bugging.
Oh yeah, he's filthy. He's gonna be
He would
good,
run that defense for them.
But I don't think that's what they need. I mean,
they need everything.
Their main concern right now, in my opinion, should be a wide receiver. They had 25 different wide receivers in a span of 4 years. 4 years.
And you think they're going to pick a right one now?
I would hope so.
I doubt it. It's the same people picking.
With the wide receivers that they have in the draft. Yeah, Howie Roseman he's a no-good sack of potatoes.
That's the thing. On the bright side for Howie, like, this is probably the first time he has absolutely no chance to fuck it up. Like, literally, as long as the player is good that he drafts, they need everything. As long as he doesn't go for a quarterback.
He wouldn't have any chance to fuck it up picking at 6. But you traded back to 12.
Oh, yeah, you're already
now
fucked
you're
up.
missing. You're already missing half of the friggin' talent that's going to be spectacular. Like, you can't miss with that stuff, and he already traded back to miss with some of that stuff.
He already missed, huh?
Like,
I think that's something that they needed to do, though. Honestly,
to trade back, get more picks, I guess. But if you're sitting at 6, Devontae Smith, Jamar Chase, Kyle Pitts might fall to you, Penei Sewell might fall to you. You have so many options that are gonna be superstars no matter what.
I
just don't get it.
I think 12 is a little bit too far back. Don't get me wrong, but
one player out of this draft isn't going to fix the team. So for them to fall
that's
back
what
and get picks
exactly
and get more players, with a team like that trying to bounce back from once the greatness that they had a few years ago in the Super Bowl, like, they need players, and they're not going to get that with just one player.
This is just a big roll of the dice now, too, because they're hoping that the teams that they traded with, right, the 2 first-rounders that they got, you got to hope that those teams
suck.
Yeah, that they suck. Like, because guess what? If you have to pick 2 years in a row, and those 2 picks that you get are 27 and 28, because that team made it to the playoffs and actually had a run, then guess what? Maybe it all wasn't worth it. You're not going to get much. It's basically a second-round pick at that point. And I agree with you. They missed out on the opportunity to get some real talent. But on the other hand, they need, like we just said, everything.
Yeah.
Literally everything. They didn't do anything in free agency. They really can't. Their caps is screwed up because of Carson Wentz.
Yep.
They have to do it via draft picks. So in a sense, they're looking at the future. It might work out for them, sure, but I wouldn't be surprised if one of these wide receivers fall back to him. Jalen Waddle was supposed to be better than Devontae Smith.
Yeah, and maybe he
was
does
supposed to be that number 1.
Stay there at 12. Yeah, I get it. But at the same time, is it really, like, it's realistic to see them saying Jalen Waddle's on the board, and then we got, I can't think of the names now.
Jamar Chase,
No,
Kyle
but I'm
Pitt.
saying like a lesser player, like Kadarius Toney.
Okay.
All right, so you
Yeah,
got like a late
yeah.
first round pick,
Well, see
and
that-
maybe they think, hey, let's take him at 12 instead, just like they did last year with Jalen Reagor instead of Jefferson.
Yeah,
They did
and
it last
we
year,
saw
same
how that
thing.
went. We saw how that went.
You know,
And
it's-
so I get what you're saying, Russo, for
So
sure.
at 6, you can't miss with Jamar Chase and Devontae Smith. Right
Yeah,
there.
I got you.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
with
just-
you.
that's
Yeah,
how I see
that
it.
makes sense. I think we should not sleep on them drafting Mac Jones at 12.
I'd throw up, dude.
That would be the most Eagles thing in the world. Actually, I'd take back my other comment.
Bro, they're the QB factory, man. That's what they
That's-
do. They're gonna let Jalen Hurts have a almost MVP season. He might get hurt. Maybe they win some games, and then they're gonna get him out of there. And Mac Jones' turn. That's what they do.
Philly fans are gonna burn the link. Yikes, dude.
Yeah, I don't think they're enjoying this
It's gonna
part of
get
the pod
bad
right now.
It's gonna get bad.
But let's move it along to the Patriots, who I think should be looking for a quarterback.
They
You
are
guys-
definitely going to get a quarterback.
Yeah,
That's who I really think's gonna get Mac Jones.
Yeah, me too. I'm a
Yeah.
firm believer in that.
I think. So the way I see it is the fact that they re-signed Cam Newton. I think they know the quarterback position in the NFL is moving towards a more mobile and on the run, make his own play type of quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Trey Lance fits that more for them, and he could sit behind Cam. But I agree, they're definitely going for a quarterback.
I mean, let's look at Cam. What Cam really signed, right? He has a $12 million contract. $2 million of it is guaranteed, like that's his money, and the other $10 million is in incentives. If Cam Newton doesn't play, you don't get the incentives, right?
Yeah.
So the whole idea behind this is they just really paid. What I see from it is they just paid Cam $2 million to be a backup quarterback, because I think they go with the quarterback in the draft. Cam Newton might start off the season. That's all. That's all good. That's all gravy, and they'll probably get replaced if he continues to do the same thing. If he's this inaccurate passer, if all he can do is run at the goal line, then they really don't need him. They'll start that rookie. They'll give him maybe 4 games before they put him in. Cam will be the backup, but guess what? That works out well for him because they probably have the best backup quarterback in the entire league at that point. They get to run with, say they get Trey Lance, a younger guy who's a lot more versatile, can actually move on his feet. But my whole thing, looking into it, is just they have to revamp and they have to restart too. They tried doing it last year. They've been trying to do it for the past couple of years. Their draft picks haven't worked out like they used to. Bill Belichick, his effect is kind of it's just not really happening
Because they had Brady running the show. They didn't have to
Exactly.
worry about anything else.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody
Brady-
falls in place.
Brady was a superstar, don't get me wrong, and he did everything for that team. However, they're going to be a good team this year.
The whole defense is coming back.
And whether we like it or not, and we're looking at a team that was 7-9 last year that realistically should have been 9-7 if Cam Newton didn't have 2 fumbles that lost them those games. So I mean,
And he caught COVID and they kind of slipped.
And that's when
bad
his
after that.
downfall
You know what I
was,
mean? Yeah, they were not having bad games. Didn't they beat the Seahawks?
no, they
Or they should have beat the Seahawks.
Yeah.
That's one of the fumbles, yeah. But that's what I'm saying. They were competing with the Seahawks, and that's when the Seahawks were red hot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
One
Yeah,
possession
right in
with
the beginning,
Buffalo.
right in the
Right,
into the
beginning.
playoffs.
right,
Exactly.
exactly. So
They had
they
chances.
they were solid until Cam got COVID. You know what I mean?
I think Hunter brought a good point up before, the fact that Mac Jones, obviously a system quarterback playing in Alabama.
Right.
I think it makes the most sense for the Patriots to lean that way. I mean, go Mac Jones. Obviously, the Patriot way has worked in the past. You get a quarterback in there who follows the directions, can be a leader, and listen to what Belichick has to offer, which is a lot. We've seen it.
Yeah.
And I think he would excel there. It's just my take on it.
No, I agree 100%. You don't need the most athletic, insane guy. You don't need the guy who can run a 4.240. You just need a guy who can run an offense.
Yeah.
That's all the Patriots are looking for. And one who can do it and not throw the ball 5 yards before a slant route. You know what I'm saying? Because realistically, a lot of those plays, too, if you go back and you look at, Cam Newton, the guys who he was throwing to were open. He just couldn't hit him.
Yeah, hitting him in the shoelaces.
Exactly. And that was the real big difference for the team. I mean, they didn't have the best of wide receivers, right? They said that N'Keal Harry ended up being a bust, this, and that. Realistically, you just couldn't get him the ball.
They've got that one.
more than anything.
They've got that one guy. He's pretty solid. I think he's in the slot. What's his
Oh,
name?
the white guy, the little white dude?
Nah, he's a black guy. He's in the slot. Jacoby Myers. He's solid, man.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
he's
he
gonna.
was good.
I think he's gonna grow a little bit and then get even better. But to your point, it was either Cam was throwing a shit ball and they were open, or when Cam threw a great ball, they had no separation. Like it was like when the DB was right there, Cam was putting it right on the money, and they just weren't catching it, or it was getting deflected because there's no separation on the route. But then when they were open, Cam's missing it. It was like the perfect downfall. Like either way, we're gonna be wrong and miss.
Yeah,
but
I
agree with that though. I think they should go or Mac Jones.
Yeah.
All around Mac Jones, huh?
No, I still like Trey Lance too.
Okay.
I think Trey Lance is gonna be the one that falls.
Okay,
Because
that's
Mac
valid
Jones
though.
getting all the hype. He's even being talked about going 3.
Yeah,
he's getting all the hype.
First
He's
of
gonna
all,
be built up.
I
can see
49ers.
Broncos pulling the trigger on him, taking Mac Jones.
100%.
49ers. If you guys go Mac Jones, stop that. That's all I have to
100%.
say.
I already got it written down, waiting for the day. That'll be the first one.
Yeah, right.
But let's wrap up this show here. I got some mock draft coming out tomorrow, Monday. We got some more every Monday until leading up to the draft. So you can check that out on russosplaybook.com. You can also check this out on YouTube or Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast from. And we'll finish it there, fellas.